part of the bystander effect, in my professional opinion, has now been colluded or is colliding with the desire for viewership and acceptance and acknowledgement. So you have now a collection of individuals who are not only not participating in active change and wanting someone else to do it, but they are wanting to quote unquote take record of the change so that they can say, I was there.
There you
And
go.
in that, they're giving themselves validation. So, in all honesty, what we have is a society of people that are constantly seeking validation, and whether that validation is going to be negative or positive, it's nevertheless giving them awareness. So people now know who they are. And again, it's very, very, you know, concerning that we have equated people who are dressed in a certain way with cancel culture folk and wokies, because now we're like, oh, here we go. Just like we began to personify, there's not just white Karens, there are black Karens, and there are dudes that we consider Kevins based off of what we're going to visualize in their behavior. So, again, people want to be noticed, people want to be seen. And what's so devastating about this whole process is in all of it, there is this damaged little person who will get maybe 5 minutes of recognition, and then they'll go back to the dark shoreline of no one knows who you are, waiting for some new wreck to happen, and then now people can see who I am. And that's one of the things that from my field, we saw it getting this bad. We saw the damage of poor parenting and young parents, and the generation of the baby boomers saying, I will never raise my child the way my parent raised me. They struck me, or they made me do too many chores, or they had too many expectations of me. So I'm going to allow my child choice. And they did. They allowed their child choice. So their child got to choose if they did chores. Their child got to choose if they wanted to, stay out later. Their child got to choose whether or not they wanted to be with that guy or that girl.
Yeah.
And better yet, they even permitted their child the right of choice for their sex. And it was because this generation felt so immobilized by their parents. Now they're creating this perfect storm of, I would say, the budding wokies, which is the generation that precedes that of Generation X. So
Yeah,
you
you're
have
right
generation.
because a lot of people. I won't say a lot.
Yeah.
I can't say a lot. I won't say the majority, but enough people who are in my age range, the Gen Xers, were like you said. I'll never let my child do.
Oh no, you
Why?
guys are the product of the boomers.
Yeah, we're in the product of the
Yeah.
boomers, the Gen Xers,
Yeah.
or
Oh
have they
yeah.
reached the
Y'all are the
times of the
product
gen?
of their I'll do better. I'll be a little softer. And then Gen Xers were the product of that. And so Gen Xers was like, well, choice did good for me because again, even with the boomer age, they had some level of, hey now, I said be in at a certain hour.
Well, you know what?
So
I mean, here's what I've seen is that our parents, people in my range, the
okay.
boomers were pretty hands on and guided with us. It's my people, it's my age bracket that let their kids be. I want to smoke weed with my friend. I mean, smoke weed with my kid. I want to be their friend. Nah, nah.
Well,
I mean,
and
I literally know about eight females that they are friends with their kids.
but
I
also
have
let's talk about that damage though. That damage is connected to again that boomer parent that wanted to be a little softer, allowed that female who was a Gen Xer to have her boyfriend be a little closer because, again, we had the boomer age. And I say boomers because they were a product of, when they were old enough, they were the children of the 70s, not children, they were the teens and the adults of the 70s and 80s, so to
well,
speak.
yeah, yeah.
That generation, when they were full blown adults having kids, they wanted to make sure that their children had the opportunity to meet different people. They were a little bit more affluent to race blending and things of that nature. And Gen X just took it to a whole nother level.